So, with all this positive talk and the optimism surrounding the talks in Sharm el-Sheikh, does that mean that Trump's plan, in its current form, provide a solid framework for ending the Gaza war?
In my view, it does have many certain elements, certain core elements that could lead to a definitive end of the war. However, it needs to be modified, in my view, to be very honest with you, Hani. Certain provisions have to be revisited. The idea of putting Gaza under some sort of international trusteeship is basically a new form of colonization, basically, and it is unacceptable. The post-war governance in Gaza has to be managed by Palestinians, even Palestinians maybe with some international oversight, but this is something, and having a board of peace run Gaza headed by President Trump and directed by Tony Blair, according to many reports, is something else. Especially that the only people who know the priorities of running post-war Gaza and reconstructing Gaza are the Palestinians themselves and the Arab stakeholders, or not anybody else. So that means that this is something that has to be revisited. And even the idea of the disarmament of Hamas and the Palestinian resistance. Of course, it is agreed upon that Hamas has to exit the political scene in Gaza, and that they have to withdraw from public life one way or the other. And this is something even that Hamas has effectively conceded to. However, the idea of disarmament, it has to be discussed within a Palestinian dialogue. We do not disagree with the principle. However, there needs to be a mechanism by which this is applied in accordance with a Palestinian mechanism. And most important, there needs to be a provision in this plan, Hani, that sets in stone a pathway for the resumption of peace talks based on the two-state solution. The idea that the plan says that it conceives or acknowledges that the Palestinians have the right to self-determination, this is not enough. It is not remotely enough, because even that provision is rejected by the Israelis.